Did you know this about iPhone? In 1983, Apple did something that was quite ahead of its time. No, they didn't release the first iPhone. Instead, they designed a landline phone that used a stylus-controlled interface. The phone was designed by Hartmut Esslinger, an Apple computer developer. The idea was that users could interact with the phone by using a stylus, much like how we interact with our smartphones today. However, as cool as the idea might have seemed at the time, it never made it to market. Now, you might be wondering why it never saw the light of day. Well, for starters, landline phones were the primary means of communication at that time, and the concept of using a stylus to interact with them might have seemed a little too out there. Regardless, it's an interesting footnote in Apple's history with connected phones. Who knows, if the technology had been available at the time, we might have seen a whole different kind of landline phone. Did you know this about cola? Did you know that there are only 2 places in the world where you can't officially buy Coca-Cola? That's right, North Korea and Cuba are the only countries where you won't find this fizzy drink being sold. It's not that they don't like Coke, but rather because they're under long-term U.S. trade embargoes. But don't despair just yet. Rumor has it that you can still get your hands on a bottle of Coke if you try hard enough, albeit at a much steeper price. Some say that it's possible to find the drink in underground markets, smuggled in from neighboring countries like Mexico or China. So, next time you're sipping on a refreshing Coca-Cola, take a moment to appreciate the fact that you can enjoy it in almost every corner of the world, except for North Korea and Cuba. But who knows, maybe one day these countries will lift their trade embargoes and we'll see Coca-Cola making its way into these markets. Until then, we'll just have to settle for other fizzy drinks or go on a road trip to a neighboring country to quench our thirst for the real thing. Do you know why food tastes awful on the plane? Did you know that during flights, your taste buds take a nosedive, dropping by around 30%? It's like someone pulled the emergency brake on your tongue. Blame the cabin pressure for this one. It's like a devious plot to make you hate airplane food even more. Not only that, but it also dries out the food, leaving you with the texture of cardboard and the taste of, well, nothing much. But wait, there's more! The real kicker is that only sweet and salty flavors are affected. So if you're planning to chow down on some spicy or bitter food, congrats, you'll still taste it. That's why Bloody Marys are so popular during flights, as they give you that little kick to wake up your taste buds. And for all wine lovers out there, be prepared for a more acidic taste. So, unless you're into sweet-tasting alcohol, it might be best to skip the wine and stick to the hard stuff. Did you know that Indonesia is home to some of the shortest people in the world? According to a study by the University of Tübingen, the average height of Indonesian men is only about 5 feet 3 inches, 160 centimeters, tall. That's shorter than the global average of 5 feet 7 inches, 173.6 centimeters, for men. But don't let their height fool you. Indonesians are known for their fierce competitiveness in sports, especially in badminton. The country has produced many world-class badminton players, including Taufik Hidayat, who won the gold medal at the 2004 Olympics. So, even if they can't reach the top shelf, they can definitely reach the top of their game. And hey, being short also has its advantages. They can fit into small spaces, avoid hitting their heads on low ceilings, and always have more legroom on planes. So, here's to all the short but mighty Indonesians out there. Do you know about the quietest place in the world? Well, you might want to consider booking a trip to Microsoft's headquarters in Washington State, where you can find the world's quietest room. And we're not talking about your typical library quiet, we're talking about a room that is so silent that it can actually mess with your mind. This room, also known as an anechoic chamber, is so quiet that the background noise level is measured in negative decibels. To put that into perspective, a quiet library is around 30 decibels, while this room is minus 20. That's because the walls, floor, and ceiling are all covered in thick wedges of fiberglass that absorb almost all sound waves. The silence in this room is so intense that people have reported feeling disoriented and even hallucinating after spending just a few minutes inside. So, if you're looking for a unique sensory experience, or if you just want to escape the noise of the world for a little while, maybe it's time to book a trip to Microsoft's headquarters. Do you want to feel like a high-flying VIP? Back then, American Airlines had just the thing for you, an unlimited first-class ticket. Yes, you heard that right, unlimited. It was like a golden ticket to Willy Wonka's chocolate factory, except instead of chocolate, it was endless legroom, gourmet meals, and plush seats. But wait, there's more! This ticket wasn't just any ordinary ticket, it was a status symbol. People would flaunt it like a shiny new Rolex or a flashy sports car. You could just picture them lounging in their first-class seats, sipping on champagne, and smirking at all the poor saps sitting in coach. Unfortunately, this legendary ticket is no longer available. American Airlines eventually discontinued it because a few savvy travelers figured out how to game the system and take advantage of the unlimited perks. But for a brief moment in time, those lucky few who held the ticket to unlimited luxury were on top of the world. Well, it looks like the United States is still stuck in the past when it comes to measurements. While the rest of the world has been enjoying the simplicity and precision of the metric system, the US seems to be holding onto its good old-fashioned feet, inches, pounds, and gallons. I mean, come on, what's so difficult about using a system based on multiples of 10? Maybe it's because Americans just love to do things differently. Or maybe they just can't let go of their love for fractions and decimals. Either way, it's pretty clear that the US is the black sheep of the measurement family. I can just imagine the confusion when an American travels abroad and has to convert their weight or height from pounds and feet to kilograms and meters. It's like speaking a completely different language. But who knows, maybe one day the US will finally join the rest of the world and adopt a metric system. Until then, we'll just have to continue to marvel at their unique way of measuring things. You can get an unlimited McDonald's? Are you a big fan of McDonald's? Do you wish you could eat there daily, but your bank account and waistline won't allow it? Well, fear not, my fast food-loving friend, because McDonald's has a solution for you, the legendary McGold card. This card is so rare, it's practically like spotting a unicorn in the wild. It's like winning the lottery, but better, because instead of winning a pile of cash, you win free McDonald's meals twice a week for life, or 50 years, whichever comes first. And let's be real, if you're eating that much McDonald's, it's probably going to be closer to the 50-year mark. But wait, there's more! McDonald's is also throwing in some cash to help offset the taxes on this golden prize. So not only will you be getting free burgers, fries, and shakes for the rest of your life, but you'll also have a little extra cash to pay Uncle Sam. Let me know what you guys think. Did you know that in 2005, Australia banned the word mate at work? Yep, you heard that right. The Australian Parliament thought that the word mate was too casual and friendly for the workplace. But guess what? Aussies just couldn't resist using their beloved word, and the ban was lifted within 24 hours. I mean, how can you ban a word that's as iconic as day, mate, or how you going, mate? It's like trying to ban Vegemite or Tim Tams. It just can't be done. So, let's raise a cold one to our mates and celebrate the fact that we can still call each other mate without getting in trouble with the law. Cheers, mate!
60 Seconds University.